Hey guys, it's your boy, Brad here, bringing you another awesome video! Hey guys, it's boy Brad here, bringing you another awesome Yu-Gi-Oh! Code Format deck profile. This time I'm bringing you a Earth aggro deck here. So you probably heard of this deck before. It's pretty popular nowadays. People figure out how to make it good, and this is my take on how to make it good. This deck here is, you're using your cards like Gigantus. I thought I had it at 3. I only have 2. Cool. So I'm using cards like Gigantus and your Assailant and your Goblin Attack Force, as well as your Giant Rat to just go aggro on your opponent, right? And Giant Rat will float into your Lily, which is crazy, fall into him, Swordsman, and Excel Force, as well as itself. So these two targets right here, Excel Force and especially Lily, are insane. For example, right? And you can technically float into Cat if you want to run Cat in an Earth deck, but yeah, it's pretty insane that you can do that with Giant Rat when you can float into, especially Lily. She's crazy. She can just win you the game out of nowhere, for example, right? So yeah, so we're running this deck here, and yeah, so we also have final attack orders because it works with the aggro strategy, of course, and Goblin Attack Force. If Goblin Attack Force and this are up, he's always in attack position. Crazy. For example, right? So that's kind of the main reason you're running it, and plus you're running so much aggro anyways that if your opponent has any set cards and for example, or if they have like Scapegoat, just say it works against Scapegoat's tokens too. It's a good way to deal with them, right? And yeah, you get damage on them and all that, so it's pretty sick. And yeah, aggro deck. So like I said, you got stuff just get things out of the way. Like 2 Smash and Ground, you got 2 Giant Trunade, just get shit out of the way, and move forward. And yeah, we don't have any main deck Minecon, but most of the deck here pretty good. And we got a little warrior package as well. So we got the 2 Rhoda here as well to explode into these 2 guys here, as well as these 2 up here, and all him. We got a whole bunch of warriors in here too. So it's almost a lot of the good warriors are Earth, and as well as Goblin Attack Force. So it's a pretty good deck, and you just gotta play it patiently. But when you get the chance, go full aggro. It's kind of how you do it. So with that out of the way, we'll go by the card here, guys. So we got the one Breaker, because Breaker is just a generically good card. Just being able to break that back row is just insane. And plus he's 1900 if you don't, so we win-win either way. The DD Assailant at 3, searchable off Rhoda, of course, as well as being an Earth, and has a good effect. People don't want to battle with this unless they have to, so it can be pretty annoying. So it's a good card. The one Warrior Lady, because she's also a warrior, searchable off Rhoda, so she works well with that synergy a little bit, and just a good card. This guy also works with Rhoda, also being an Earth too, so you search for a Rat, like I said, and you can summon Gigantus from him, being in the graveyard, so it's just a free trigger for Gigantus almost in a way. Crazy. 3 Rat, because you can float into itself if you don't want to get the Lily out yet, and your opponent your opponent is going to keep on attacking you, or you just more synergy for the Gigantus and everything else, right? A lot of people say it's the best recruiter, and I honestly think it is. In Goat, anyways. Gigantus at 2. I thought I was running at 3. You can run it at 3 as well. It can be a brick sometimes, but for the most part, because your Earths are just so frequent, as with your Rhoda and because Exo Force, because of Rhoda, you're going to always have Earths, because all your warriors are Earth, except for Lady, for example. So you're always going to have them. He'll go to the grave a lot of the times because you might not have final attack orders, or just because, it's just the way it happens sometimes. And like you always have Earth in graveyard, what I'm trying to say, right? So like Gigantus is almost always live in this deck. Then you got your Injection Fairy Lily, searchable off the Giant Rat. Crazy card. Let you pump up damage into your opponent. Can no TK because of it. She's crazy. Can be really annoying to deal with if you're on the receiving end of it. And yeah. And then you got the Mystic Swordsman level 2. Only one of these because you don't want to run more than one. He's only got one purpose. And he's searchable off Rhoda, so it's not a big deal. The one Ninja Scratch for Sasuke as well. A little bit of spice in here. The deal with face-up defense positions and just being an 1800 beater that's searchable off Rhoda. So like, yeah, it's not on Earth, but you know what? Having just an extra 1800 body is just great. So that's why I run one of them. And Tribe, because you need it. You need Tribe in pretty much every deck. You need Tribe, except for like burn decks probably, right? Card's insane. So we're also running 2 Cold Wave in here. Now we run 2 Cold Wave in this deck because we want to slow our opponent down. Say for example, you got Knock in hand, or you have Mystic Swordsman level 2 in hand, and all your opponent can do, or maybe even Exile Force, right? So right? So especially the Exile Force, Exile Force and Rhoda, for example, all your opponent's going to be able to do is normal summon or set a monster. If you have any of the outs to it and you get rid of it, they can't. Then they can't activate spells, and you'll be ahead on spells because Cold Wave's broken. So that's why I run 2 Cold Wave here, because if the situation comes up, you can just win the game because of Cold Wave. Card's insane. And I feel like because Rhoda's so consistent and Gigantus is so consistent, you should be running Cold Wave in this deck. That's my take personally. Obviously, the Trinity. We got the 2 Try and Trinity, like I said, because it's an aggro deck. You just want to get shit out of the way. And it works with the Premature Burial is one of the reasons I run it at 2 as well. Yeah, that synergy kind of doesn't work against Gigantus, but like if you're in a position, like having this over this, if you have Gigantus and this, sure, you're not going to do it, right? You're not going to do the giant True Nate Premature Burial thing. But if you don't have Gigantus, then you can do it. Plus, they'll still go to the grave anyways, more than likely. They're not going. It's very unlikely they're going to get banished, for example, right? So that's why I think it's worth running 2, being an aggro deck. Some people run Dust Tornado. I don't like Dust Tornado in the main. I like it in the side because I think it's more of a good going first card myself, but that's just me. Obviously, the Heavy Storm, the Mystical Space Typhoon, the 2 Nobleman Crossout, Premature Burial. Like I said, the 2 Rhoda here because of the the Warrior synergy in this deck. The 2 Smashing Ground just to get shit out of the way. Once again, just want to get fucking everything out of your way. Just hit in much as possible. Snatch Steal, broken. Call the Haunted helps with hitting shit out of the way. A lot of your shit going to the graveyard anyways. And sometimes you can just bring back your Exile Force and get something out of the way again. So there you go. Final Attack Horse, because a lot of these guys are huge. And especially these 4 right here. And if Final Attack Orders works, like, if you can pump her up or you just get him in there when you're attacking a token or something like that, insane, right? A lot of damage. The Mirror Force, you need it. And 1 Ring of Destruction because it's broken. And then we got inside, we got Cypher Soldier for the Warriors. And it works, has synergy with the deck as an Earth monster, oddly enough. So there you go. The 1 Jinzo, because we're not going to run Decree. I'd rather run Jinzo myself. Beater, you're probably, because of the recruiters, you might always have something. Even with Lily, she might even stay alive. A lot of these cards will probably stay alive. And you got free special summons, so why not include a Jinzo, right? That's why we got 2 Monarchs in here as well. Same idea. The Krivo, just for those decks that can be annoying. The 2 Kaiku for Chaos, obviously. Like I said, the 2 Monarchs, just because. That's why I'm running 2 of them, just because, like, I don't know, pre-scene's pretty likely that you're going to have, you're going to have a monster in the field, for example. The 1 Book of Moon, just for annoying things that might get in your way. The 3rd Cold Wave, I run this especially for Reasoning Gate decks, just completely shuts them down. If you open up pre-Cold Wave against the Reasoning Gate deck, they're fucked, for example, right? You more than likely are going to win, especially with this deck, you'll probably win. You're probably guaranteed to win if you have 3 Cold Wave because you're going to probably have monsters. So that's why I want to run it at 3. I think Cold Wave is very underused in this format myself, but tough to say. Obviously, the 2 Minecon. 2 Compulse card can be insane. Very good against the matchup we played for the replay, actually, oddly enough. And then the 2 Destiny for going first, as well as the aggro strategy. Like I said, some people run this in the main deck for this deck. For me, side deck option going first is how I like Dust Tornado, or against a back row heavy deck that relies on their back row a lot, right? So, yeah, that's why I have it there. So, but anyways, guys, that's the deck there. Let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Brud. Sign it out.